Okay, I'm going to be replacing the rectifier disc in this 250 1948 model ZW transformer. I got the tools together. I got a Phillips head screwdriver to take the 4 screws. Most importantly, I pulled the plug on the transformer right. Where is it? Right here. It's pulled out. Okay, make sure you do that. Right, remove the 4 screws. Got a soldering iron with flux and solder, of course. Got a 7/16" wrench, an 11/32" socket for the diode, and the 7/16 I told you about. I got a magnet for holding the screws when I take it off the lamp thing later on, which I'm going to cover. And right now I'm going to take the cover off and we'll work from there. Okay, as you're taking the cover off too, remember to remove the red and green filters and the bulbs. Right here and here. And these 4 screws. Okay, I'll go to the next step. Okay, this is what I'm getting into right here. This is on the left side of the transformer. Everything's reversed from the other side. Right in here is your rectifier disc in the back, the copper collared piece. Right? And I don't know what the heck this is right here. I didn't see that on the other side. Alright, and this is the piece you got to solder off, take off of this. And then you got the 2 screws you got to take off. One straight down here. Right? And one straight down here. And then there's 2 guide pins. Big resistor going from the circuit breaker, I believe, to the bulb so you don't burn the bulb out when the circuit breaker pops. Right? And then underneath there's a paper, and then there's like a piece of paper with 6 fingers coming off it. 2 of the fingers got to be down around the shaft, and 2 out over the they're insulating papers, right? I'll show you later when I get down to them. Okay? I hope this helps you. Okay. Alright, let's see. Okay, this is going to be fun. Okay, I'm down to where this is the rectifier disc right here by my finger. This is the speed nut you got to take off. And you notice this wire here is wrapped around here a few times. I'm just going to try to take that down after I get that, pry that off. You got to pry that off with a screwdriver. Alright, and that's where the diode goes in, from behind here. I'm going to try not to disturb these seals back here, the paper pieces. I doubt if I'll be able to do that, and then I have to finagle get them back in. There's more wires, it seems, on the left side than the right side. Okay, this is what it looks like in here. Take a look at the other side. The other side has that resistor, and I got to get the thing through there, up through there, and through that hole. There'll be a hole. Okay. Okay, now I got the rectifier disc out. This is the piece, the rectifier disc. This goes through the back, and this is the rectifier disc here. This is the piece that comes in through the bottom here and holds the rectifier disc with this speed nut here. This speed nut you're going to have to desolder and solder onto the the new diode here in a minute. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is see if I can get some light down underneath. And this is where I screwed up the first time I did it. I melted one of the diodes. You got to make sure that the pieces of paper are still in and lined up in there properly. Otherwise you're going to short them out and overload everything. Alright? And it looks like everything's still there in the right place. Okay. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm trying to get, I don't have any light in there right now. There we go. Oh, let me put the thing on. Alright, now I'm hopping down into the area here. There's two pieces of paper, one under the other, and they go on top of that piece of plastic. One piece has to be sticking out, the middle piece, and the other one's got to be around the shaft. They're insulators. If they're not in there right, they'll melt the diode, or they'll damage the rectifier. I found out with smoke coming out the first time I did this. Okay? There was no harm done except for the diode. I ended up replacing it with a rectifier disc. I hope you can see this. What I've done is I use a magnet to hold the washers in place where I put the nut on. It's almost impossible to do it any other way. There's three washers, a big flat washer, the stuff can get pulled through, a little washer, and a lock washer. Okay? And then I have to put the nut on top. And then I'll tighten the from this side, because the lock washer should lock it down. Big thing now is to get that thing started. Alright, this seems to be the only way with the 250. There's more room, I think, in the 275, so it won't be as much of a project. Okay, here you go. Also, the piece of papers are still in proper place. Right there, the fingers are in the right place, and they never got out. So far, so good. Okay. This is not for somebody who's not too good with tools. Okay, now I'm recording. Okay, everything's all lined up down here. The two dimples line up. Rollers are good. That's something to do, just inspect the inside and look at the solders. This one side was where I melted the diode. Put a rectifier back in there from a 1033. It's the same rectifier. Seems to be working alright. This is my little trick with the rare earth magnet on the screwdriver to hold the screws while I put them in down here. Alright. Now I'm going to move to the next step. Okay, the next step is desoldering this, right, and then soldering it right there to the diode. And that should be it, except for just putting the light bulbs back in and the screws back in the top. So, we're going to give it a try here in a minute. Alright, wish me luck. Okay, right now it's soldered on, this is tightened on, everything's back in place. So I'm going to give it a test. I put the bulbs back in, I got the handles back, and I'm going to put the power on here in a second. Alright, we'll see what happens. Alright, when we look out here, it's going to be well, there's the diode again. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I got the diode in here, that's soldered on, right there. Right, everything else, the wires are back in place. Nothing looks like it's going to short. Okay, we got the brushes. Everything's tightened down. I put the bulbs in, because I'm going to test it here in a second. Put it on wide angle. It's going to be on the inner track with the 226 running. And the tender, we're going to give it a test. Alright, before it would just, every so often it would whistle, but then it would stop. Sometimes just plain the thing would speed up, and sometimes slow down, but it wasn't consistent. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to put power to the transformer. Don't touch anything in here now. Alright, make sure there's no kids around or anything. Got power on. Everything that's supposed to light up lights up. Okay. See any smoke? No smoke. Alright, I'm going out to the trains now. That's the train in particular. Right there. Oh, here it goes. It sounds like she needs a little grease. She started doing that yesterday a little bit. Let's check that out now. Alright, here's the first test on the horn. Not too good. No smoke though. Holding up.